right, guys. Whoo! Hello, 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 hello. Okay, guys. So we had a little bit of had to get some Facebook security features set up to where it'd be easier for Scott and I to actually be doing this cadet connection. This is take two. So for those of you who were laughing earlier, and we finally figured out, we see Scott. I see you now, Scott. I'm getting ready to add you. We're getting ready to do something that's called a cadet connection. What a cadet connection is I have a group called Currency Cadets on Facebook. And of Currency Cadets, there are people that I am basically walking through. Again, Cadet Cadets is my company. It's my own company. Kind of started as a labor of love. And I tell that story a little bit, in a different way. But there are a group of people, and it's a small group, it's about 300 or so, where I handhold people through the process of cryptocurrency, what it means to them. So if they don't know the difference between a Bitcoin and a wood nickel, or if they want to know how to take advantage of these emerging new blockchain technologies for their business or whatever it is, it doesn't matter what level you have. If you just want to know about cryptocurrency, go to Currency Cadets, like the page, visit the group. So from time to time, we were doing inside of the group these things called cadet connections. When I'm connected with a cadet, everybody is talking about their experience. This is not about me. I get to fade to the background, and people get to actually talk to or ask questions. So you guys, we're putting Scott on the spot. I want to ask Scott a few questions. We're going to probably keep this thing at a 20-minute maximum. We're going to start doing it more publicly. So that way more people can see, because on our business page, our public page rather, Currency Cadets, we show these, and they're called a Currency Cadet Rewind. So if you want to see a rewind, by all means do that. So I'm going to ask Scott a couple of questions, and then I'm going to let Scott just kind of talk. And then if you guys have a question for Scott, ask Scott a question. You don't even have to ask me, just ask Scott. He can tell you what he's seen, what he's done, all those kind of things. So Scott, glad that we got the technical difficulties worked out here, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How you doing today, Tony?
All right. So while we're getting going here, man, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself? Maybe not your deep dark secrets, but what you want people to know about you, what you do for a living, what part of the world are you in? Talk to people. Let's tell everybody who Scott is. Who's Scott?
I'm 33. I've worked for the military for about 13, 14 years now.
Okay.
I've started out in IT, computers, technology.
Okay.
And back when I was in college, actually, that was the first time I heard about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoins. It was when it was first coming out. And I never got into it back then. Wish I would have. But,
don't we all, right?
Yes. So, but yeah, that's what I do. I'm
okay.
IT, computers.
Right. So you were already a techie anyway, right? You got a computer background. You've been doing IT for about 13 years. Thank you for your service. Actually, you're one of our hero members in our group. So we'll talk a bit about what a hero member is later. You're actually a Cadet Club hero member. So, but what was your main interest in being a Currency Cadet? What was it that kind of, you're like, Currency Cadets, what is this about? How did you hear about Currency Cadets? What's going on? Talk to us.
So a couple people around work started talking about the cryptocurrencies, and of course, as soon as I heard it, I was like, and started asking some questions and looking into it some. And then one of my coworkers said, "You gotta check out this Tony guy." Sent me a link to She's like, "This guy really knows his stuff." And so I was a little hesitant at first, and I joined the group, and I kind of just lurked in the shadows for a while. And soaked up information, and I was kind of skeptical at first, but as I started watching and seeing what the people in the group were doing and asking questions, I got a little more comfortable and finally started taking some steps, and it's been great.
Okay, so you say you started taking some steps. What are those steps? What has your experience been like since you've taken the steps?
It's going pretty good. I've made a little bit of money here and there. It's not too bad. I looked at buying coins, trading coins, and then started looking finally at mining the coins and making my money work for me, basically.
Yeah, that's a pretty good thing. And I guess one thing I like about the mining process that we have is that, And again, I always say this because there's a lot of uneducated opinions about mining and cryptocurrency. There's a lot of stuff out there, and obviously one of my main concerns and groups make sure that people are our three pillars, which is protected first, in profit, and also prosperous. And obviously, anybody who knows me knows I absolutely love network marketing. I absolutely love direct sales. This is just not what that is. But for you to be able to do your mining now, did we get you set up with this big old $5,000 expensive computer to do that, or how are you mining? How are you mining a little bit?
I'm currently looking. We set myself up with Swiss Gold Global, and I started small. I only had a little bit to work with, and so we got the gold mining package through Swiss Gold Global. It was like $800, and that got me started. I've already actually just checked my account the other day. I'm already starting to mine some coin with that. It's got to reach. I know. Woo!
Love it, man. Love it.
Already making money. And so once it reaches that point, it'll start depositing into my account. And then my plan is from there, as I can, I'm going to start increasing my hash power.
Okay.
And
awesome.
I have a goal that me and Tony have talked about, and going to get to that first goal and then reevaluate where I want to go. If I want to go into Ethereum, or if I want to go into Litecoin, or where we want to move to next. But I have a path forward. I have a way. I understand what I'm doing now. I'm not just wandering around in the dark trying to figure out something that I don't understand.
Okay, so basically, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'll ask you. So is that something that has? Because you already told us what your goals were. So the process. If you had to comment on the process or the level of support that you get, and maybe one thing that stands out to you, if you could just talk about that a little bit, because I don't want to put money in your mouth, words in your mouth. Obviously, I want to put money in your mouth, but I don't want to put words in your mouth. I want you to be able to tell your story. So, can you speak a little bit about what your experience has been like, just being in the group?
It's been great. Tony, you've been very easy to get a hold of via either text message or on Facebook. I wasn't completely knowledgeable on how the process worked, and so we got together. We got on live, or we got on a video program, and he was able to share screen with me and walk me through and show me all the steps,
okay.
Where to click and how to set up my different wallets, because there's different ways to move it back and forth from site to site.
Okay.
And to make sure that it gets to where it needs to go to.
Right.
Which we're working through that right now, because I made a mistake the other day. But hey, it's learning.
Right. And you know what's cool about it is that, and this is one thing that I want people to understand. So when you and I don't like to talk negatively, but let's talk for a second. Where we made it, where you kind of got excited. We were trying to work through stuff, but you had I guess there was an internet issue where your purchase timed out. Now, when that happened, did you lose your Bitcoin forever?
No, I'm already in contact. It happened, was it last night?
Yeah.
I think it was last night. I was trying to increase my hash power for the first time on Swiss Gold Global, and my computer had an issue. It timed out. I clicked the wrong button, closed all my browsers down, and couldn't get back to the screen that had all the stuff I was trying to do. And I was like, And so contacted Tony. Tony's like, okay, no problem. These are the steps. I went through the steps, contacted Swiss Gold Global. They said, yep, we see your transaction. We see where it went. We see where it's going. We see that it timed out. Send us the wallet address. We'll send the Bitcoin back to you. You can try it again.
Awesome. And
so I'm just waiting for it to come back now.
Awesome. See, that's what's so cool. So you talked about how easy it was. I love the fact that your mining's already started, so that you have your threshold set to where it's going to be delivered to you. Based on the amount that you got, I'm not going to talk about too much about what you're doing, but basically you're going to be at a break-even spot in about 55 days. And that's at the current value of Bitcoin. That's even if Bitcoin isn't even, and we're only talking about one coin, but your specific situation, what's great about that is that as Bitcoin, the price rises, it's going to cut down your break-even point, because it's not about what your value of your one coin is. It's that every single day you are accumulating more coin. It's not some kind of a lending platform. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It's not any of those things. It's just that you're going to have, you got this much this day, you're going to have that much the next day. And whatever value that is, you're just going to have more of it, right?
Right.
That's what
As
I
the value of the
personally.
coin goes up,
Okay,
it
so
increases.
guys, if you guys are out there, put him on the spot. This is live. I can't do anything about it. He's going to give you the answer. Just ask him a question if you're curious, whatever. You know, obviously, I'm going to be a little bit biased about the information that I get, thinking that it's good and apropos. But here's Scott. You know, talk to him, ask him. But while we're waiting on a question, Scott, in case we don't get a question, why don't you, if you can give somebody, I guess, one example of something that you learned from Currency Cadets, just one. I know you talked about a lot of things, but what would one really fun example be?
What have I learned? It's not as scary as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
You know, or as hard. You know, when we were looking at it back when I was in college, it was like building server farms and mining all this stuff, and it was like I was like, what? I don't really want to do that. I want to play video games. You know, this is too much work. And so
Awesome.
I had a friend that finally did it, and he mined a coin or something, and it just. But
okay.
Nowadays, I was looking at it again, and I was like, well, you know, I could build a server farm, and I could do this, and I could do that, and I looked at all those options, and but setting up the mining contracts is so much easier, way simpler than that, and it was something I'd never even considered before. And you know, I got into the group and I started reading people's posts and how other people are doing and what they're investing into, and it's pretty simple. It's very easy.
Okay, cool. Obviously, we do a lot more than just the mining part, but I think what I love the most about it is that when
Yes.
you realize that you don't have to have like $1,000 electric bill because you wanted to mine stuff out of your own home, you know, that was a huge thing. So again, guys, you know, if you wanna be a member of Currency Cadets, do us a favor, go facebook.com/Currency Cadets, like the page. Then you'll see something that says visit the group. If you'll just answer a couple of questions in the group, I'll you know, put you in the group. And it's going to actually be something that costs you a little bit of money down the road. So guys, if you're watching this, super easy. You know, we talk about a lot of everything, but my biggest thing that I've always done, guys, with Currency Cadets is simply making sure that everybody's in profit, protected, and prosperous, guys. It is, you know, and those are priority 1A, 1B, and 1C for me. So Scott, thanks, man, for sharing your experiences. Thanks for telling everybody it wasn't as scary as it was. You know that, you know that you're having a lot of fun. Not just that you're making money, but you're having fun. You know, with the new coins that are coming out, how people can get in. You know, when they launch. I'm actually going to be talking about a couple of different coins inside of our group. So make sure that you kind of stay tuned to that. We're going to get those covered for the people based on their membership. So guys, if you don't have any questions for Scott, we'll end it right here.
Lena just posted something.
Oh, Lena? Oh, I might be on the wrong screen. Let's see what Lena said. What did Lena ask you? Let's see.
She said, if only I have $50 to invest and 30 minutes a day to put towards this, is it worth it? I mean, anything you can invest towards your future is always worth it. I started out, I was just talking to Tony about this the other day. There's an app called Robinhood that you can invest on. And any kind of investing that you can do anywhere towards your future is going to be worth it.
Right.
And the cryptocurrencies, it doesn't take, I've spent maybe 20 minutes a day on it. There's really no time that you have to really put into it. I set up alerts, so when the market goes up, I get a notification. When the market goes down, I get a notification. So I don't have to monitor the market. It lets me know when it's doing what it's doing.
Okay. There you go, Lena. And my question, if I were to answer your same question, would be yes, because I was talking to my friend Lewis. I don't know if you're watching this, Lewis, or not. But you know, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is right now. You're not going to worry about spending a lot of time doing it, especially if you're mining. It is literally set it and forget it. You know, you got to set up your contracts and stuff like that, you know, depending on which coin you want to get. But at some point, you're just going to get, it's going to make it for you every day. Now, I guess what Scott is talking about as far as the time of a day is just his research, him reading inside the group, looking up different things, because as far as the mining, you don't do anything. You set it up and then it's just going to, when you reach a payout threshold, it's going to boop, drop some money in your account. I have mine set up to where I get, well, I won't say how much, but I get a deposit about every 2 or 3 days. And it depends on whether it's Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Zcash, Dash, Monero. I get that dropped into my accounts every single day, and I do nothing at all with that. I do other research because that money is already there, making money for me. So, anybody else have any other questions? Thank you, Lena. That was a good question. Anybody else? All right. Well, if we don't have any more questions or anything, guys, thanks for watching. We'll let Scott get out of here. I'm going to be talking to Jennifer pretty soon. Hopefully, we'll be. I see she's watching. How you doing, Jennifer? Pretty soon, we're going to be sharing her story once we get her on board. Have her print up some money, and by print up, I mean obviously mine money in cryptocurrency. So that's what I mean. I don't want nobody thinking we're doing counterfeit money or something, but there we go. Well, Scott, thanks, man, for sharing your experience. You blessed my heart, man, with your testimonial, coming from a different perspective. What part of the country are you in again?
I'm in Michigan.
Michigan.
It's really cold here.
Okay. Nice. Okay. All right, man. Thanks a lot, brother. Talk to you soon.
Hey, I'll talk to you later, Tony.
All right, bye-bye.